I want to provide you with a brief overview of our journey into the National Seafood Industry Leadership Program. Our first residency was in Hobart early March. So much happened in those 3 days that have shaped the last 6 months of our lives. We were passionate then about the seafood industry, and it is only amplified. We have been working hard to connect with the community to identify areas the seafood industry can improve by creating awareness about the value of the Australian seafood industry. In the following 2 months, we maintained regular communications and our photo voice began to develop. By the end of our second residency in Sydney, early June, we developed a clear action plan on 2 months before the last residency, here and now in Canberra. So, to get all this work done, we had to communicate. I'm sure these logos are familiar to you all. Some are new to us, and learning these different forms have been great to take into each of our own professional lives also. We are spread across Australia, varying time zones, and schedules not necessarily 9 to 5, and it's all been leading to this. Our Instagram page. Again, a new social platform for some of us to learn, but the social media we chose to pilot our photo voice. Instagram was seen as the best social platform to engage as broad a range of the community as possible in a short amount of time. Our Instagram page, Seafood Communities Oz, went live on the 27th of August. We've been posting one photo each day from one of our 3 focus themes: the community, the environment, and the consumer. These pictures we wanted to engage and connect with the community. We want them to think about where their seafood came from, to understand the environment is the livelihood of all involved in the seafood industry, and the impact of the community by supporting local seafood industries. So in just over 3 weeks, and when we checked earlier today, we have a following in excess of 170 now. Some of these include FRDC, Marine Stewardship Council, Fisheries Tasmania, Ocean Watch Australia, Victorian Fisheries Authority, Seafood Industry Victoria, Justine Schofield, Phoebe Wood, the Food Director of Delicious Magazine, the Honourable David Littleproud, plus many supporters from MasterChef contestants to commercial and recreational fishers to the numerous seafood wholesalers around Australia. Some photos that I have submitted to our photo voice include this photo for the theme of the environment. Here I'm able to sit on a bank of the Tamar River at Beauty Point. Several seafood industries operate in and around the area. I remember heading here when I was young with my own family to catch some flathead and even yellow-eyed mullet. Now I'm proud that I have the opportunity to still be able to take my son to the same place and know we're clearly looking out for that environment. The community. I value not only those directly involved in the seafood industry, but the many businesses that contribute and supply them. From painters, welders, fabricators and electricians, to fishing gear suppliers, bait, fuel and even the unloaders. My final photo. I want to show you, this is the consumer theme. Where does your seafood come from? I found a little local pub down in Melbourne the other month, and it was the first time in what feels like forever that I didn't have to ask them that question. As you can see, it was labelled, and it was fresh, and it was delicious. When I tell people that we have fresh blue-eye trevally arriving, some always ask, why does it have to be so expensive? I ask them, why can some of the imported seafood be so cheap? I know who I'm supporting when I purchase my local seafood, which links back to our theme, the community. Finally, before I hand over to Ange, if you haven't got a photo voice pamphlet already, please see us at the end of the presentation. Browse some of the printed images that we have around the room, and don't forget to check out that Instagram page.